Rebbe of. Okay, 844. Okay, 844. Bottom paragraph. What does it mean to love God? What does it mean? Avos Hashem. Who close hanefesh utosa ba'atzmo el haborei. It's the yearning of the soul. Unetosa ba'atzmo el haborei. Is the longing in its very essence for the Creator. You have a desire that you want to attach yourself to that exalted light, that elevated light. A soul which is purely, totally spiritual, wants to, yearns for something which is similar to itself, which is what? Which is holiness, which is spiritual. That indicates whether a person is spiritually inclined or physically inclined. A person that's only physically inclined, he has no interest. What relevance do I have to that? You know, there's an expression, either you get it or you don't. Some people just don't get it. Therefore, they can't relate. You introduce a person to a special type of person. Were you impressed? I wasn't impressed. Introduced somebody else that I'd say, he's unbelievable, never seen a person like this. But because each person is looking for something else. What is your yardstick? Is a yardstick the material? Is a yardstick the spiritual? See, but when does one use a spiritual yardstick? If that's your essence. If you have a capacity, you have relevance to spirituality. So therefore, you're touched by that. Another person has no relevance to spirituality, is not touched by it. Umisrachekes betivo. He says, a natural repelled by gross material bodies unlike itself. I remember once, many years ago, a certain person, he used to come to a class of mine, wasn't observant, and he had an army buddy that he was in the army with, and he says, I want you to meet this person. He says, maybe you could make some impression on him. That day that I went to meet him, he made his $200 million. Okay, this guy, simulated Jew, simulated. He was a bachelor at the time, and I went to speak to him because maybe in the end he married a shiksa in a church, and he had his kids baptized. This Jew, this is what kind of Jew he was. So he's smoking. In those days, they smoked. You were permitted to smoke in the office. Smoking a cigar, you could actually, you had difficulty breathing in the office. And I've never in my life met a more obnoxious person than this person. Obnoxious, where when I walked out, I said to this person who asked me to come speak to him, I said, I feel nauseated. I feel like throwing up. Sometimes just a way of speaking. He said, nauseating. I said, it was like revolting. He was such a, it felt like vomiting. Not nausea. I felt like vomiting when I finished with this guy. That's what kind of bad person he was. His level, he didn't believe in charity. Why? Because since he pays taxes and the government supports social situations and they pay well for this, therefore the percentage he pays, he gives more charity than most. Therefore, he doesn't believe in giving charity. Yeah, this is the type of person I'm dealing with. What's his acts of charitable, how he expresses his charity? He has, in South America, these Indians climbing mountains, going to caves, because he collects all these Inca relics, and he has a whole museum of it, this person, and he pays them $25 a week. A week. They put their lives in jeopardy. Someday they fall off the side of the mountain. That's what he does. That's the way he does his chesed. That he's making millions because they do all this archaeology for him. I'm providing for them. I said, why don't you give them an education? they could get on their feet and really make something in their lives and their families. Look, I'm doing mine. It was unbelievable. So you're exposed to this person, and you're a decent person, you feel like vomiting, literally. Person, if they say milk, they said, this is unbelievable. This person, he has a home in Tuxedo, New York. 40 years ago, Tuxedo, New York, when you drove through Tuxedo, there was a sign, no Jews, no dogs. That was the level of anti-Semitism. Only 50 years ago. So he has a mansion there. This is when he was still single. So it was the summer, he buys very expensive wine, and two black guys deliver the wine, and they have to carry it down to the cellar, which is about 3 levels subterranean in his house. So his friend was with him, the same person who asked me the same. He says, after they bring down 15, 20 cases to the basement, 3 levels down, no elevator, and he says, do you think I should tip them? That's the question he asked his friend. He says, if you want to live to drink the wine, I think you should. Okay.